Coming up tonight on Panther Sports, we go behind the scenes with the voice of the Panthers, and we get to know Prowler. All of this and more coming up tonight on Panther Sports.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Panther Sports. I'm Pat Stein. Let's begin our Big South coverage with Players of the Week. In women's basketball, Liberty University's Devin Brown was named the Choice Hotels Player of the Week, while Shaquilla Nunn from Winthrop University nabbed the Crods Brand Freshman of the Week title. Brown shot 70% from the field in the Flames' 2 losses. The redshirt seniors scored 8 of 10 from the field and 6 of 10 from the line against Texas A&M last week. She averaged 21.5 points per game. This is Brown's first Player of the Week recognition. Nunn started her week off with her first career triple-double of 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 blocks in the win over Mississippi State. Nunn shot 71% from the floor in that game and recorded 2 steals. Nunn is now up to 31 rebounds in just 3 games. Liberty University defeated Coastal Carolina to take home the 2012 Big South Volleyball Championship. With the win, Liberty captured the NCAA automatic bid. This is the Flames' 7th Big South volleyball title and 7th NCAA tournament appearance. The Flames will face the number 8 seed Minnesota on November 30th at 7:30 p.m. In football news, Coastal Carolina and Stony Brook each made it past the first round in the NCAA football championship. The Chanticleers marked a victory against Bethune-Cookman last week, while the Seawolves triumphed over Villanova. This marks the first time in Big South history that 2 teams have made it to the NCAA postseason. Coastal previously made the cut in 2006, while this is Stony Brook's 2nd straight playoff appearance. Both teams play again on December 1st. Coastal takes on Old Dominion at 2 p.m., and it's Stony Brook versus Montana State at 7. Each match will air on ESPN3. The coaches of the Big South NCAA postseason teams are also in the running for another title. Head coaches Joe Moglia of Coastal and Chuck Piori of Stony Brook are among a group of 20 up for the Eddie Robinson Award. This award is presented each year by the Sports Network to the top NCAA FCS coach. It's named after the former Grambling State coach who led the Tigers for 57 years, winning 408 games. A panel of about 160 sports-related professionals will select the winner. The recipient will be announced in December at the FCS Awards banquet. Well, the athletic trainers at High Point University are an underappreciated part of our sports organizations. Colin Smith takes a look at the men and women that keep our Panthers healthy.
To many, athletic trainers are only seen when the player gets injured on the playing surface. But it is much more than that.
My official title is the Director of Athletic Training, so I manage 6 other athletic trainers, and kind of our function here in the athletic department is to manage all the injuries. So from injury prevention to treating the injuries to doing the rehab on them, things like that. So we do pretty much anything when a kid gets injured. The student athlete gets injured from beginning to end. We're within their medical care.
Athletic trainers are a huge part of any athletic program's success, and are rarely given the credit they are due, with working numerous hours behind the scenes, helping athletes get back on the field. Sean Sloan is a perfect example.
Over the past 4 years, I've had quite a few knocks. I've had some sprained ankles, and this year was probably my worst injury when I sprained my MCL. And they are at every practice, every game, and they're always there, and they know your body almost as well as you do sometimes, and so they really just know what needs to get done. And I think without them, I wouldn't be back in half the time that I was. So they just really, look out for you. They know not to push you back before you're ready to come back, and I think they also just keep you level-minded in that.
The act of service is one of the main reasons Matt Schooler enjoys being an athletic trainer. One of his latest challenges was Sean Sloan's MCL sprain.
You really enjoy seeing the athlete get back into the game. And the one I'm going to use is our soccer match against Campbell in the tournament. He ended up scoring a goal and played a ton of minutes. We ended up win in overtime, and I was sitting there getting ready to clean up, and I turn around and he's running at me, and he jumped on me, and I grabbed him, and he's like, I can't remember exactly what he said. He said something about, "I'm back, baby, I'm back," and I was just laughing, and so things like that, when you get a kid back from an ACL surgery or something like that, and you see him go on the court for the first time, and you see him go out on the pitching mound, I think that's what gets me through every year is seeing, different athletes come back from my staff, putting them back on the field, making them go through the rehab process and getting back, and then seeing the results from it. I think that's what keeps my athletic training skills being developed, and me really wanting to pursue different areas of athletic training and really working with the kids as much as I can.
This is Colin Smith reporting for Panther Sports.
Up next, we talk to a player of the men's club volleyball team here at HPU. Don't go away.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back into Panther Sports. Sitting over to my right is Tyler Littleton of the men's club volleyball
How you
team. Thanks
doing?
so much for coming on
Yes,
Panther Sports
thank you
today.
for having me.
Now, my first question is, how did you get into the sport of volleyball just in general? Like not even a thing about HPU yet, just how did you get into the sport of volleyball?
Well, you see, I was a very athletic kid. I played soccer, lacrosse, and all those sports up until the 8th grade. And then once I went into high school, at my high school, there was only a few sports that weren't contact sports. The reason that I couldn't play contact sports was because I have a heart condition.
Okay.
So this heart condition, my doctor said that I couldn't play anything that involved contact with another person. So basically lacrosse and soccer were out of the picture.
Right.
So I picked up volleyball because my doctor recommended it, and from there, it just took that athletic ability to get better.
Now, before we started the interview, you were talking to me earlier about the different kind of sports you can play. You mentioned volleyball. I think you said tennis. Maybe you said golf. Why did you choose volleyball compared to other sports that you could have played?
Well, the other sports, they just didn't seem to interest me. I was actually watching some YouTube clips of the U.S. national team when I just first started playing. And I said to myself, this is what I would see myself doing. It's action-packed. It's more so than most people think. Most people don't really equate volleyball with being action-filled. But truly, if you look it up, you just go, it's amazing. It's crazy. People get very into it, especially internationally. Maybe not so on the East Coast here, but on the West Coast and in Brazil and other places, people love it. People live for it.
You mentioned international volleyball, and of course, we just had the Summer Olympics in London. I'm sure you were watching every minute of that.
I was.
What did you think of that tournament? What was going through your mind when you were watching Team USA?
Well, it was funny. I was actually talking with our president, Ethan Moore. And he would continually post when the U.S. was playing or when other good teams were playing, just so that people could get an idea of what true volleyball was and how cohesive it takes. It's the definition of a team sport. You can't have one good person on the volleyball team and all the rest be below average. You have to have everybody kind of on an equal playing field, because if you don't, then it just becomes dysfunctional as a team. It takes a lot of communication, it takes a lot of hard work and cohesiveness between the teammates.
All right. Now, going into high school, You said you kind of picked up volleyball around 8th grade.
Right.
Describe your experience with your high school team.
The high school team, I was the captain of the team, and then I also got all MIA, which was the conference honors. So all conference honors and the captain of the team. And basically, we took that cohesive unit together, and we meshed that with good athletic ability. It took people that could jump have 40-inch verticals. I mean, you see that on the basketball court, and you don't think to equate that with volleyball, but it definitely takes a lot of athletic ability and jumping skills to be good at this sport. So the team, we won our championship my junior year. Unfortunately, we fell short my senior year, but still it was definitely a great experience, which kind of catapulted me into wanting to play in college.
Perfect transition to playing for the club team. How did you find out about the club team in the first place?
Well, I found out about it through a friend, and unfortunately, I didn't find it too early. It was a month into the year, so but through a friend, and from there, I just loved everybody that was there. The whole teammates and everybody was really laid back, and that's what I looked for in the volleyball team, was a laid back approach to volleyball, where you're still competitive, but it's also a very chill and very low-key environment.
Talk a little bit more about kind of comparing and contrasting high school volleyball versus club volleyball.
High school volleyball, we would get about 1,000 people to a few of our games, especially the championship games and the semifinals and things like that. We would get around 1,000 people. Unfortunately, for club volleyball here at High Point, it's a little low. So if people want to come out and watch us, we will plan on having a spring tournament, and we would love to have people show up and support a sport that they may not truly understand yet. They might see the women's team, women's varsity team play, but when you see a men's club volleyball team come together, it is truly action-packed, and it is actually, it takes a lot of skill and hard work and dedication to the sport.
Well, Tyler, thanks so much for coming on
Thank
Panther
you
Sports.
so much
It was
for
great
having
talking
me.
to you.
Yes, thank you.
And coming up, we take a look at the public address announcers here at High Point University. Don't go away.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Our very own Kyle Connolly talks to the voice behind High Point University sports, Joe Cristy.
You hear his voice at High Point University sporting events. You might have even talked to him while you were deciding on whether High Point was the right college for you, but some can't put that remarkable voice and face to his name. The man behind the microphone is High Point alum Joe Cristy. He has been announcing the games of volleyball, women's basketball, and men's basketball for the past several years, and as he explained to me, he wouldn't rather be doing anything else.
Public address is the biggest deal, and I love it. I love, like I said, I love the kids here, period, but the student athletes that I work with, especially the teams that I get close to, volleyball being one, men's and women's basketball being the other two that I do full-time. But I'm also very close with women's soccer, as my wife is an alum of the program, and High Point as well. You know, you want to see the students do well. You want to see the student athletes perform well and win and do their thing that they were recruited here to do.
Joe started off at HBU as a student athlete in baseball from 1994 to 1998 and continued to work with the university for several more years until he earned the job title in 2006 of HBU's Associate Director of Admissions. When Joe is not handling admissions or his other title as athletic liaison, he's enjoying the job that most people know him for, as the enthusiastic man behind the mic. When you learn more and more about Joe, you begin to notice that he does this job not only for himself, but also for the kids.
For me is my interaction with the students. I think it helps keep me young, which is neat, but I also I enjoy that aspect of it. Students have so much energy, and they like to have fun, but they're very, very serious. And everybody here versus, say, a high school type scenario or secondary school scenario, sometimes students there aren't serious. They're there because they have to be there. Everybody that's here at college wants to be here. And to be able to work with students who have goals, have motivation, have a passion, and have direction, it makes my job easy, but it makes it fun too. And I love the kids. That's why I come here every day.
Reporting for Panther Sports, I'm Kyle Connolly.
Coming up, we take a close look at the Panthers' #1 fan. Find out who it is next.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Welcome back to Panther Sports. This week, we took a close look at someone who always has been and always will be a Panther fan for life.
The next time you go watch HBU basketball at the Millis Center, be sure to say hi to the Panthers' #1 fan. You can find him at every game, cheering on the team and firing up the crowds during timeouts. I'm talking, of course, about Prowler, who serves as the mascot and logo of the High Point University Panthers.
The purpose of Prowler is to, encourage the spirit of the university. There's so many different things, with such a growing school. We need to get that school spirit around there, and that's what a mascot's for, to encourage that. Everyone, when they come back to a basketball game or come back for alumni weekend, want to have a photo with Prowler.
Panther Sports got the perspective of a student who plays Prowler on game days. HBU Athletics asked us not to show you who he is.
I feel like the spirit of High Point is a lot of fight, a lot of energy. I think Prowler's role is to give off energy and make sure that the crowd can feel the energy, the team can feel the energy, and everybody is ready to go.
The first edition of the Prowler mascot can be traced as far back as the mid to late 1900s. Since then, Prowler has evolved into the mascot you see today.
You can really look up a lot of the origins and history of our mascot, Prowler the Panther, in the Zenith yearbooks here at High Point University. I've seen some photos all the way back since the 70s, and trust me, it's definitely a different looking costume than it is today. Just as you see the advancement of the Prowler costume from then till now, you see now it's a lot more showy, a little bit larger than life, and really purple and really out there. It's really loud and exciting.
So what's next for Prowler?
We hope to have a brand new Prowler in time for the NCAA tournament when that comes around here. I've always kind of wanted to rename our Panther mascot. The one thing I always thought was Odin, O-D-I-N, would be pretty fun. If you didn't catch that, it's Nito backwards. I think that'd be a pretty cool tribute to our great school president.
For Panther Sports, I'm Brian Brennan.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Panther Sports. I'm Pat Stein, and we'll see you right here next week.